Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to episode 7 of the Turtle Club podcast. I'm Angel. I'll be the host today since I'm not on camera. I'll introduce everyone. First, we've got Dylan.
Hello.
There in the. He's a little out of sync, but it's all right. Don't worry about it. We also got Brandon from the Turtle Club.
Yo.
And our known associates, we got Carl.
Your friendly neighborhood hostage.
Oh yeah, he's in a hostage situation up there.
Yep.
And
Nice.
of course, Bobby.
Hello.
All right, so we're gonna kick it off color by color. We're gonna start from starting with the least bannable color, going to the most, I guess. So the slowest discussion to the most intense. And I'm thinking we're gonna start with either green or black. I'm gonna go with green. Dylan, you're the green player. What are your thoughts? Anything worth hitting? Anything worth taking off the list or something?
Any colors need to be hit, or any green cards need to be hit. And I can't really think of anything. I mean, green kind of needs dormant. I mean, dormant's like the best card in green. But I don't think it's even that's. I don't think it needs to be hit at all. I can't really, unless any of you guys can think of a green card that can be hit. It needs to be like really badly.
I can think of something, but
Is there any case
I can't
for
think of anything.
charismatic villain being banned with the Z cards being lower cost?
I'm
I
a
can-
barrier, so
a lot
Yeah,
have
right,
barrier,
here's
but
the-
they all have barrier. It does hurt a few. What I was thinking is the Bardock Unison with its combo hate might feel
good.
pretty bad into this new stuff, but I don't know. There's a lot of free combo too, so I could see it not being as effective as it used to be either. So maybe it still
Bardock's-
sticks around, but it's I don't know.
Rock is pretty easy to kill, so I wouldn't say it's really that OP. Even if you
Still, I
dormant,
mean-
still can't survive most of the time.
Yeah, I still think getting a Z charge, possible Z charge crit, into the drop area, because they're trying to bring if they're trying to promote like a whole combo centric meta with the new stuff, then they'll probably end up doing something like that. I could also see maybe I don't know cards that you could combo and then use as Z energy and then go to drop and then being able to use from drop area like Ape and Rubrian seem very good. So maybe I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe Ribrianne sees something where they're like, "Hey, this might be too decent." So
If Rubrianne was going to go, there's been numerous sets where it should have went prior, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
In green, you're not going to want to use 2 whole green energy just to pitch 2 cards, especially the way the game is progressing now.
It's a fair enough card, even though it may seem degenerate. But
That's
Two
only in
energies
very
there.
select strategies.
Aside from
Yeah.
Dormant, one of the best green cards compared to other green cards is the Zamasu Deity's Wrath, the indestructible one. That one seems pretty good. I don't think it's going to get banned, but I mean, Dormant or Freeze a Counterplay, probably not, definitely. But I don't know, that Zamasu is pretty powerful. I mean, but I don't think any green card really should be banned. I'd be shocked if any. Even the Bardock Unison, like what you guys were talking about, I feel like that's good in theory, maybe, but in practice, I mean, it's activate battle, so they combo something, you pop it with Bardock. If they really need Z energy that bad, they just combo another card probably. So it's probably not much better than it is now. Probably still wait for super combos or 10Ks or something, but maybe just to promote Zenkai, maybe they do hit it. But
Yeah, that was just a thought. It's not like a serious push for it, but I think I could see why.
yeah,
I think
So no,
green's
that's about
the
it.
spot where it doesn't need to be hit at all. Really.
Yeah.
I think if they touch anything, it'll just be even more dog shit than it is.
Yeah, it needs more help, more bans.
Yeah. Well, we're getting some nice stuff, so we'll
Yes.
just move right into black then. And resident black player Bobby, here you
Yeah.
got some thoughts.
Black is abysmal at the moment. There's not much going for black, but I do think that the Gogeta Fearless Fusion that for 1 energy pops a barrier card 4 or less could get hit, with most of the Z cards being lower costed since you actually have to pay energy for them. So that could be a card that sees the chopping block, but they also might wait. And we did not get we didn't get any Black Saiyan leader this set, so you're not going to see it in Shroom and Salsa, so maybe they wait one, I'm not sure. But there's nothing really else in black that warrants a hit. Petrification is probably the next best black card. I don't think that goes. So
Anyone else have any thoughts? I'm kind of on the same boat. That's the only card I could think of as well. Ignoring barrier, especially 4 cost or less. That's tough.
I'm not a huge, avid black player, but with the stream and salsa stuff today, maybe there's something abusable that we missed, maybe. But apart from that, black is probably fine in my opinion.
I know it's 4 yellow, but I could see
It's a
Poutine
good
getting
card.
it.
Yeah.
Poutine, black.
Yeah.
It's technically a black card, but
I mean, just kind of throw it in there. Just
What the heck?
Yeah, Poutine, dude. That means it.
that card in 0
You
black.
s-
Yeah.
Okay, well, also, maybe what about Kai? What about pseudo super combo Kai, right?
That is very possible, actually. That's a good.
Cards in hand. I mean, you're getting
free play
yeah.
on top.
Replay it off a burst. I
Uh,
mean,
Valid.
I don't think it's going to get hit anyway, though. A lot of these decks are milling to warp now, not to drop. So
Well, you can
feel
run
like-
it anything though. I mean, even you can. People were
yeah, they
over
like
the
it in hand
weekends.
dump.
Yeah,
for
right. Or
aggro,
even aggro. Something that they're holding small cards in hand, but they're swinging huge 25Ks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's usually out of color though. It's not like it's a. I don't feel like it's a huge problem, but I can see it is very good though.
it gets
Pretty
played
I
in
used to
black.
hate it a lot more.
It gets played in black now because there's no good black cards to play.
Yeah, it's the best
Right.
black card.
yeah, it is a placeholder. Yeah.
If you're banning that, you might as well just disband.
Yeah,
the
I don't.
color.
There's really no need unless they finally just execute Gogeta Xeno so we can move on with our lives.
That'd be
But,
great.
maybe future proof some cards if they need to, but
Yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah, nothing that's like meta defining. If only that card just because of the way it interacts with the new mechanic, just like the Bardock. It's not really worth banning, but I could see why.
Last minute, changed my mind. Ban
shit.
the Xeno leader. Bring back thwarting to 4.
Well, I don't know. You saw the leader today.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of done, but
Yeah.
Hello.
I would like
Yes.
thwarting to be back. Hey, it wouldn't make black completely broken. So
Maybe not, but it would be very, very
Maybe not.
scary again.
It's a guaranteed turn 1 essentially.
Yeah.
blue needs some sort of, competition.
Check.
With yellow. Maybe not after the ban list. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I got a hot take. Let's unban Foo Shroud.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
So,
I mean, I can see why, but I also don't see why. Let's move on to the next one. That's about it. Those are the 2 lowest performing colors. Nothing really worth banning. Next, I guess we decided on red, even though arguably it is the best color right now. In terms of the ban list, I'm not so sure what gets touched, what gets moved around. I'll throw it to who plays red the most. Nobody really. Brandon, I guess, right?
Brandon
plays
definitely.
it.
Brandon.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Yeah, currently. I'll throw. I love Broly Chrome too much to talk about it first. It's obviously going to be degenerate, but I'll just hit King Piccolo. I think that is. I play GT. I'm a GT player for now, and I think just being able to play that for free, even at 1, I mean, you just see a lot. Any deck that cycles enough, even playing in later turns, it's still really good. Just free cards they're trying to get away and trying to do away with it in Bandai. So I just feel like that's probably the next one to go. So. I'll miss them, but it is what it
That card
is.
feels so bad. That's one of the cards that exemplifies why going down to 1 is just lame. Because when you get hit with that, it just feels so crappy. And if
You're right. It
launch
should
is
be
on
at
the
4.
rise-
Yeah.
Yeah, 4
Should
or
be at
0.
4.
That's fine. Whatever. Just
Yeah,
4 or
max
0.
out on them again.
1 just feels terrible. But it's also possible if launch is on the rise and Hercule and Blue, or I can't say that. Hercule and Boo recycles it, right? So that's kind of
Yeah.
a crappy interaction, right? Usually they don't like loops like that, so maybe I could see that.
Essential for 1 energy. And on my end, I think it's just leaders that are the problem right now. That red has a lot of great generic tools, but none of them feel like particularly oppressive, other than maybe KVIP. It basically turns off a turn for against most decks anyway. U7 leader, being able to awaken with 8 life and just go in and, who cares? They're not going to take you from 8 to nothing in those early turns. So it's like, feels a little too free. Maybe if you could take down to half life 4.
Yeah,
Even
type of
even
pack.
then, I mean, it's not even like it would be that bad. You got even more cards in hand,
Huge
and
hand
even more
size.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see them stay at that 8 life for so long. It's like they can't be touched regardless.
That's
So.
definitely worse though, Angel. Being at 8 life versus getting 4 cards to your hand. Like, if you're at 8 life, your
Yeah.
opponent has. I mean, what are you supposed to
No
do?
recourse. Yeah, you got to give them.
Yeah.
So that's definitely. I feel like it's got to be something like that with U7, and then what are the other top red leaders right now? GT's fine. I mean, they're all really good. It's kind of weird. It seems like the stuff coming up is what's going to be the real big problem, but we'll see how that is. Even then, I still think U7 is still better than the new stuff. I know that's weird seeing that Gogeta card, but I don't know. I think that's the only problem for me.
Yeah.
Maybe
Carl?
maybe something in the U7 archetype. The Frieza, maybe. The Frieza's pretty ridiculous for 1 energy.
Yeah.
It does a little
Yeah.
I
too
was wondering,
much.
do you hit the leader or do you hit the things around it?
The leader needs to be hitting that
You
deck.
can hit both, honestly. But
It's
The Goku
such a
counterplay.
toolbox. Yeah, it's such a toolbox
Two,
deck. They have an in archetype searchable counterplay. They have a dual attacker that minuses something. They have a double striker that searches something. They have and then plus the addition of the baby unison. That deck just is insane.
I just think if you're not going to hit the leader, okay, and you want to hit the deck in some way, if that's their choice, you have to hit multiple cards in the main deck. Just banning the Frieza doesn't do it. You have to hit, I think, the Frieza and the 17, or the Frieza and maybe the 1 cost 17, like something just to chip away at it a little bit. But who knows? U7 needs some kind of a hit. Probably everybody agrees on that.
If we
But
go, I'm sorry.
not to piggyback too much off of Salad's video today, but everybody's been talking about it. One of those, that launch card that combos from the drop area, probably sees something. Hopefully they don't ban it.
What
They haven't ruled on it yet, though.
Yeah, they haven't ruled on it, but they did say that it was supposedly going to go to warp anyway, which would ruin those new cards and a lot of the new. I think those cards are supposed to Z charge from drop, the drum and like the Goten and Trunks. So if I mean, because otherwise that effect where they go to warp from Z energy wouldn't make any sense. So
I mean,
I'm really not sure.
Even if it does work like they're saying and it goes right back to your drop area, I feel like that's not. I mean, I don't know. I just, in the times I've played against launch, I haven't really seen them losing to running out of flip cards. Maybe not drawing them early becomes a problem, but like, how many times is that really going to happen? I don't know that really, I guess, until we see it. But I'm always a fan of letting stuff play out, see how it goes, see if it can really force itself into the meta to the point where it needs to be hit first, and then we'll get a ban list shortly after if it's a huge problem. So I hope they don't hit it right away. Let the deck do something. I mean, U7's been wrecking everything for how long? I mean, give launch a chance, I feel like. But they probably will do something to it, I would assume.
They could add that effect that the drum and the Goten and Trunks have where from Z energy it goes to warp instead. Just errata that onto it. Or slap a limit 1 on the activate battle part.
They could just put an errata on launch as well. It can't be placed in your Z energy or something like that. And then that solves that problem. But yeah, we'll see.
If we go by like how they've kind of curbed decks in the last couple of go-arounds, they usually hit like a soft hit first, and then they go in on the next one. Is if U7 was going to get the soft hit, just at like a consistency, like I think Gogeta Xeno, that Overwhelm 3 Trunks that came back to your hand from warp or the field, which increased the consistency of the deck immensely. What about the 1-drop Android 17?
I think that's too small of a hit, right? I mean,
it's nice though. When you play the deck, it is really nice to get that. It's a free, you can put it on the Double Strike 17. It's just a free 5K combo defensively or offensively. It is nice. It also helps you awaken quicker because you can burst another card. It's a pay 1, draw 1, turn 1 if you don't see Gohan. It's definitely a good card in that deck for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but if you take out a free 5K, I mean, I feel like it is just an added effect. Like but it's not the one that is really driving what the deck does. It is just an extra piece.
Who's the drum of the deck that needs to get hit first, right?
Right, exactly. Like
in terms
that,
of KP.
Probably the dual attack freeze out is, if anything.
I think it
I
is
mean, Android
Frieza.
is
Frieza,
yeah.
it's a
The
little too
17
much.
or the Android, they're both really, really good. Either one of those could go. They serve different purposes, and they're both, they're both very, very good. The freeze is probably better just because it kills
19.
something. 2 attacks. It's 19. Can't be hit by counterplays like
So
17. But
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
banning either one of them is equally as impactful, probably.
7 is still pretty recent, so they'd probably get a pretty light hit. Just the leader and then one of their battle cards, but that's all I'd expect.
People are under the impression it isn't performing well too for some reason. Just because it skips an event or two, I think, is why. But
I don't know if it's true though. Blue, I don't know that U7 has a hard time against blue. That is for sure. So, if they hit blue really hard, then
U7 will just destroy the meta. Yeah,
they need to hit U7.
U7 was good during Realm, right? I could have said it took a break during then, but I mean it's been good since Realm. It's definitely won events. I mean it's in finals whether or not it wins or not. So I mean, and I think the meta is definitely very pilot heavy to the point where that's why a lot of decks can shine. But they show that even though the pilot's good, this deck is like it's got some good stuff in it that really could kind of terrorize the meta if it starts getting going.
There's guys flying decks out here, so
yeah, they're exactly.
Okay. Anyway,
the license.
I think it's more matchup dependent than it is entirely. I mean, obviously, we keep saying the same dude, so obviously that's important too. But I think it's very heavily matchup dependent. That's why there's such a diverse meta. It's like you take something that feels like a sure thing in, bring your Trunks Gita deck in, and then you get macked up by Janemba and random crap like Sin Zeno or just other really even slower decks. It's like you got to just hope you see the right things as well. So I don't know how we're going to change that. That kind of feels bad too, but
they got to do something about it. Nobody's saying U7 doesn't deserve to be touched. That's something. Yeah. What it is, who knows? Depends what Ben does feeling, I guess.
It's barely got any bad matchups. So
your drum comparison was interesting. If I think about what is closest to drum in U7, I would say it's the Doku counterplay that nedged something 15 for 1. Because drum was a defensive piece, right? I mean, that's essentially why it was banned, because it was hard to get through. And that Doku kind of serves, it's different, obviously, but serves a similar purpose. They didn't hit the aggro. They didn't take out Tambourine. So I think that's... Yeah,
but that was KP's, that's what made it feel unbeatable was the big wall of defense once you hit turn 3 and started free playing out your drums, right? So this U7's more... it's both too, but I feel like it's the reason it's so difficult to crack back against is because you're getting beat over the head with all of its aggro tools first.
You
so you got to try and
bomb,
live.
Though, because you can, counter window counter window 1, the Doku, counter window 2, the Videl, and now you're
getting around deflect too.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not, you could hit Videl. I don't think the baby unison goes, but
no.
I mean, it's
too
broken.
Soon.
It's good.
Yes.
So Videl could go, or the Doku, I think those. Or I think the Android 17 is a small, soft, all right, hey, here's one less good U7 target. It doesn't burst 1 for you anymore. It's not a turn 1 play. Find something else that's less consistent.
That deck is really good, but like I said, compared to some of the other blue decks and some of the other yellow decks that are powerhouses, you take away one small piece of that, that's going to chip away at that deck for sure. So hopefully they don't kill it outright. But
we thought that
realistically,
with
they're just going to limit
1. Everyone stopped playing King Piccolo when drum got hit, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, no,
they kept playing it.
Yeah, no, they kept playing. I mean, Piano was the one. Yeah, they kept their draw power as just one last thing that they could free play, but
the drum actually did nothing pretty much. I mean,
the leader is still the same too. So the leader never got hit.
Right.
So
the perception though of the hit was like, oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was tough.
Once you played it, all right, still fine.
Because that was the go-to guy. You only played the other guys once you got your drums out, but
yeah, you just pivot your game plan rather than just thinking the deck is dead. Same thing with if you hit the 1-drop A17. Okay, you get 1 less, but who cares? I'm still going to do everything else.
Worth noting that also kills the Gamasaras build or whatever that card's called. Maybe
that tutors it out.
Yeah, you can't pitch it. You can't pitch it and play for free.
A route they like, but
still pretty good though. Now that I think about it, Red still has a lot of other stuff that needs to get hit. I mean, we haven't even talked about Bunny Girl Bulma or the one drop Videl. So
Yeah.
like
I think
that's
the
Its own
Videl-
deck. I don't
the
even
Videl
feel
should
like that's
definitely
correct.
be.
It's just its own
Yeah.
beast.
The Videl
Yeah.
stuff, the recursion card's got to go. That's not
Videl at least
that's
needs to
not
be
how it's
banned,
supposed
yeah.
to work. Yeah, that they're gonna ban that. I think that's like
it's a
Nobody
guarantee. I
cares
think.
about that card. First of all,
it's so
Nobody-
weird because I mean
bad.
everybody seems to think that Bulma's a rogue deck, but I feel like it's just nobody wants to play it. Is that why? Is it because it is ridiculous?
There's
You take
nobody
the
wants to
Makes no
freaking-
sense.
yeah.
You take the chance of losing in time for sure.
Yeah,
You can get
that's
aggro
true.
down
Gotta
and
get
then
down to
lose
4.
on life count before the game ends.
Solids made me feel less bad about that today because he said it feels like unbeatable or something like that. And when I played against it in the online event, I told you guys, it felt impossible to get through that deck.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
glad.
was trying to think of how to lose once you get going, and I couldn't think of a way to lose.
Honestly, it takes a
Maybe they just
combination
ban-
of cards
Yeah.
with a blue deck with like 13 energy. Like you have to A17 plus Golden Avenger the Jiren. And then you still have a board full of blockers. So I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't have
Blue
it.
Shrouded.
Yeah, maybe they just banned the Bulma leader, huh? Get that out of here.
And then Bulma has Fu Shrouded. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, multiple too. They'll
Yeah,
just play
that's
multiple Shrouded.
Yeah, because that was in the old build before. Fu Shrouded was in
Shrouded?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Bulma's definitely that Videl's a no-brainer. The recursion card, and the counterplay is a freaking it's
Bring it
gotta
back to the
it's gotta
drop
do
of
something has to
Bunny Girl.
happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're
That
gonna
card's
do with
already
that.
good on its own.
Yeah, it
It's
shouldn't.
even-
It should only activate if you do the counterplay skill or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Arguably better than the U7 combo with Goku and Videl. It just is.
It is
two
better.
Videls. It's just 2 Videls. It's a 40k rather than 35. So yeah, so it's kind of gross.
It's tough. Yeah, killing bombs and stuff. Is that all the red stuff?
Holy Crown.
Oh
That
yeah,
card-
well Brown.
What
Yeah,
about that?
Does it get hit? Who knows?
Oh yeah, Broly Crown.
See
it's
that
gotta be
being hit,
free
yeah.
played.
Especially in that, yeah, it's because of the
Oh,
new
yeah,
deck
that's
only
true.
though. Really,
It's able to be
that-
free played in Jiren. Does that matter, or is it not going to be as relevant as Gogeta? So maybe it's different now.
That plays at end of
People
turn,
were-
right? So you can counterplay throughout the turn, and then you're not
There's-
gonna have the energy up for it. It is literally just a +2.
yeah.
Play
That unison, that red unison's pretty generic. The SS4 Gogeta and that free plays it, so that's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. That's gonna be
Going
weird.
forward, if you ever free play a one drop stay and that's red, you're always going to want to play that Broly. So
Yeah, which you can
Maybe
also
for the
combo
future.
wrestling, by the way. So it's not just dead.
Yeah, with that leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe for the future, maybe just hit it now.
Future proof, yeah.
Just not get it abused later.
I think
Can't
that's
really think of anything else. I mean, I guess Blowy talked about hitting Champa, and people have been crying about that. But I think that's days. I think it's a necessary card.
yeah. It's been
They
around
touched the
forever. I
overruns.
don't-
They touched
They did.
overruns though. They were like, "This card is an
Sure.
everyday blah blah blah."
I
So
could see it,
Yeah.
and it would feel pretty nice to not have to put that in my deck anymore.
right.
Just free up a slot,
Yeah,
but
that's true. It wins games.
it does.
Kind of needed.
And
Got some level 2 judges if you guys want any.
I don't think
Next,
it's
that's-
going. I don't actually.
The
think
next,
it's
that's the
going.
only win con is Champa. So
Those are the bad decks. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
pretty nice.
All right. That's red. Let's go yellow. I feel like blue's gonna be the longest one, so let's go yellow.
Wonder what you guys are going to say.
go ahead.
Yeah, there's
Well,
not.
here are
there's
three yellow
obvious
play.
shit.
Is there a certain yellow deck that's really good right now?
Yeah, I wonder.
Assortment of them.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and I think. I mean, it's obviously the cooler that feels the worst, but it's those other cards. Because it's not that so you pay 3 right for your Gohan Unison turn 3 +1 you're at 7 markers, you draw a card, you pass, probably going to live turn 3, you're yellow with release from evil and whatnot, unless you get Supreme Kite or something.
Right.
And then next turn you've got 4 energy, your cooler's live, and you've got your triple attack Unison and all your other nonsense ready to go, so it feels bad in there.
Not including
And
if you have a blue yellow. So you're beating right up.
You could bean up. You could do a lot of other stuff, right? So it feels really bad in there. It also feels really bad in Trunks Jita, where they get to basically do all their stuff for free, all their draws, set up a board, and then cooler you when you try and stop their established board from swinging. So those are like the only two decks where it feels, I think, oppressive in. I feel like a lot of other yellow decks almost can't win without it because then they set up their whatever nonsense and get board wiped, and then I don't know. It's in a weird spot. I can see why it should go, but I could also see the argument for keeping it. Maybe it shouldn't draw cards. That was an interesting thought from the Crossworlds video as well.
Does that do anything though? Really, if they take the draw off of it, it's still a 3 of. Nobody
True.
plays it because they can be like, oh, I can get a draw too. I mean, that happens 1 out of 100 games.
Yeah,
It makes it worse though.
It does make it worse.
Realistically, they're probably just gonna limit it to 1
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
a one-time stop a counter.
So many limited
That's
to
more
1
fair.
cards.
That's
Yellow.
more fair.
Yeah, yellow's all limited to 1.
I'll flip the table.
Does
When
suck.
you see your 1 cooler.
That would suck,
counter.
yeah. So many secret rares.
Maybe I could see a world where they hit the limited to 1s now, like whatever. So we hit Berg, hit Power, Super Saiyan, and then they limit cooler to 1. So rather than, because I mean it's a guaranteed 3-up, right? You'll have your 1 Berg, you'll have your 1 Poas, and you have your 1 cooler. And is there another limited to 1 I'm not thinking of right now? I don't think so. Yeah, so those are all staples in the deck if they do that. I was also thinking maybe they put 1. I think it's kind of cool. You put 1 extra specified yellow on the counter skill to make it a 4 cost. Keep the draw. That's fine. Because paying 4 in yellow is definitely a lot tougher than paying 3, in my opinion. That turns 6. Yeah, because that turn 6, I mean, you're playing a Gohan Unison for 3, or you already have an established board.
New card though that costs 4 if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, we could just do that.
That's also true. Yeah,
That's better that way than errating to a worse version of itself.
yeah. There's just a lot to it. It's a combo 5K.
Like Brandon said earlier, Poutine is a yellow card, needs to go. There's just no reason for that card. Though it's not as effective right now, just because there's a lot of barrier cards coming out, doesn't mean it's a nuisance for no reason. It just is unnecessary. A free play card that just for nothing. I don't know. That one to me should go for sure.
It's not like Trunks where you can bait it out, with like your first thing. You just play a 1-drop. It's like, okay, rest it. Poutine is a skill or a counter. So those are arguably a bit better than just hard casting and trying to bait it. You know what I mean?
It's barriers. Yeah. Some decks have no way to remove it at all.
Yep.
Yes, that's fair.
And the other ones have
tough.
gone. The red and green ones are already.
Yeah.
on there.
Right.
Yeah, but those were pants on head retarded though.
Right, exactly.
Those were ridiculous.
Gravy's never going to see the light of day, so
Gravy sucks. I feel like there should be more cards like Poutine, but well, I guess there already is some coming out, but you got to pay for them. Stuff that punishes stuff being played by skills, I think, is the move going forward. And it'll also buff Zenkai cards too if they go that direction. But we'll see. I wouldn't care if Poutine got banned. That'd be fine. I feel like that's fair. But I would like to see more cards like Poutine in the future. I like it. Is there... What else is in yellow?
I've got thoughts on cooler still.
You still got some thoughts?
Oh yeah, I still got thoughts.
Go
I think it needs to stay. 1, I think they've destroyed aggro to the point where 4. Yeah, there's no limiting. Limiting that is so it'll feel so bad when you get hit with the 1 cooler that they saw.
You disgust me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you get past 1 cooler, but then you get hit with 3 more coolers, and that's better than 1.
Yes, that's way better. At least I feel better that you didn't just get lucky.
It's already at that point with the 3 other secret rares they play. So
there's way too much defense. So I'm for bringing back 4 Thordings and all sorts of aggro strategies. I don't need reboot Gohan or stuff like that, but things within the realm of reasonability. I also think that cooler is kind of a trap card in the same way that I find that Android 17 is somewhat of a trap card for a lot of players who think in the moment it's the right play, and then they end up losing the game because they do it in an opportune time. Especially, there's a lot of yellow players that punt the turn when they don't need to on cooler. Maybe that's just me overanalyzing. I also think we should get more counters. Give us all. Give every color a counter. Let's go.
I think
Maybe
if they didn't just negate the counter, if they did something else because your opponent countered, maybe punish them for countering.
Punish
but
the
not
floodgates or something.
Yeah.
Maybe like
that'd be
force you to
cool.
take a life or something.
What the
Just limit
what?
it a bit, you know?
Yeah, maybe like brainwash. How brainwash
Yeah.
says crit a life and don't take damage. Maybe it's
Yeah.
put 1 life in your drop area and then negate the counter. You know what I mean? That seems
Yeah.
kind of more.
Well, and also negate the. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Never
Yeah.
mind.
No counter skill.
All right.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I agree that it feels bad to get countered, and yellow can be oppressive. But I just think if that goes, yellow is in a tough spot, and it's also only good at the moment because the meta is so slow. And when we're dying to Red Sin Shenron on turn 3 next format, or dying to Gogeta, it won't feel as bad.
I don't think that's how it's going to happen, though. I mean, even in testing, the turn 3, you were able to beat it. I don't know what turn it was, but
Even against those super crazy aggro decks, yellow most of the time has the ability to
yeah, you can
end the
stall
game.
them out. You really
So
can.
I mean, I don't see yellow decks bringing cooler down too far. You just at this point you're playing for cooler basically. You know,
It's a win
so
con.
I don't know. It's a win con, yeah. I think it's too much for what it is. It was nice. It's a nice, power crept or like Bad Ring's a power crept version of Cooler, so it's cool that Bandai did that. But I think now Cooler's too much. You got to do something else. It's more conditional, maybe, or I don't know, something. You got to add some more. Like the cards that negate the free counters, those are nice because you can really catch somebody slipping with those. But they take setup. It's not just free unga bunga like
Turn
negate.
3 guaranteed. I mean,
Yeah, maybe
they
not
have to
turn
use a
3
free
because you tap
counter.
yourself out, but something more conditional maybe is what I would be happy with personally.
I think the Trunks Vita leader drawing on Evolve is also a little obnoxious. That for 1 energy you draw 2.
Yeah.
And then the cards are
That
actually
deck
good
has
that you
an
get to play.
insane. Yeah, exactly. Insane
And you draw
engine.
regardless if you get counterplayed or not, by the way. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, you
activate,
just
yeah.
choose to draw instead. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Side barrier, not unique.
for a
Free
generic
playing
yellow
guys
deck
from drop
you're not
area
gonna
for
get.
free. Yeah.
Something
that's the
gets
go-to.
hit in that deck for sure as well. The actual core of Trump Vegeta.
Well, they've printed
It's
the
almost like-
Supreme Kai Black Leader that overroams. You had to play the overroam in order to get the effects. So if you got
Yep.
counterplayed, you just got screwed. But with Trunks Vegeta, as long as you activate X Evolve, you get the draw
in
anyway,
hand. Yeah.
which is a little even like Gogeta Xeno, Broken Leader. But you do have to play the card with Union Fusion to get the draw. It's not just activate Union Fusion. So it's not even maybe even that is just the soft little touch. You have to play the card using X Evolve. I don't know.
Does giving it unique do anything? Probably not. You only need
Nah.
one.
You only need because it would proc all of the Trunkses if that's what you're.
Well, given
I
it
guess-
I
unique
mean, I
does
guess
limit you
having
from-
like 3
You can't
barrier
extend
blockers.
your game
blockers,
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That card extends your game state naturally just because it's a pay 1, draw 2. So if you weren't able to do that, you'd be forced to play more offensive options or
or block
change
with
your
it
deck a little bit.
Yeah.
Block with it.
for it
Yeah.
to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never do
Is
that.
it-
So.
Is it just the trunk sets, or is it like everything that they're able to play with it? Because like they're able to get out
It's
the
the leader
drop,
drawing
they're able
a
to
billion cards. It's the leader
Oh, yeah.
drawing a billion cards. Yeah.
Also, the leader awakening so easily is pretty.
It's
ridiculous,
immediate.
too.
get too. Yeah,
So instant. Seems pretty too good.
but they do take life rather than U7. Like U7 can just not take, but I mean they do have to take to what 5 or 6? 6. So I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of better, but still you're taking your 2 from swings anyways. So awakening to 6 doesn't really matter.
And the
They better not
built-in-
do some crap like that to U7, make it take the 6. That does
It
nothing.
would do nothing. It would do
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The built-in Champa too on the leader is pretty.
Yeah.
It is.
Very
Powerhouse. They got rid of Higher Dragon, which I guess you had to just you only had to run 4 skill lists for it, but they gave you good archetype cards for Trunks Vegeta. There's no I'm happy to play those. These are great.
Yeah. It's got an actual real shell in there that works very well.
Oh yeah,
Real
I
threats.
forgot a card.
Hmm.
So they should probably touch Koitsukai in some way to not be able to be used in the U7 deck. Probably.
Maybe they just ban it altogether.
Maybe
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Is it send to the-
really good.
is that
It's
a-
broken
It's,
black and
I like
U7.
the idea, but it is too much.
Yeah.
It's
Easy
cool,
as a deck.
right? Like it's cool for a deck, but especially in U7. But forget U7. Really, any aggro deck where you have maybe you hold your awaken for the turn you use Koitsukai, so you just pay 1, floodgate their turn, and then you awaken and get that energy back for crazy offensive plays. That
Yeah.
feels bad. especially
tough.
with
Maybe
negates.
maybe
Yeah,
if it
hand
only
mulligan
hit
too,
if it
so.
only hit the negates or something, it just sucks that it hits the counter
Well,
plays
yeah,
and like
right.
in archetype stuff that comes out. It's like come on.
Basically,
Yeah.
within reason, any
Anything.
card, basically.
Yeah.
What card
Yeah.
Because you aren't playing 30
Plus
Ks on
40K.
opponent's turn.
No.
Yeah.
Focus on power, not energy cost, which is pretty dumb.
That is It
Yeah.
probably goes. It's like minus Killy Zone, except pay 1 with a bunch of added free cards and bonuses.
Yeah, and there are some situations where it's like they're forced to do it too. So you know that they're going to be pitching 2 to even sometimes maybe 4 cards because otherwise they just lose.
How will yellow ever
So-
manage to pitch 2? That will be. I mean, my goodness, I would hate for them to have
Yeah.
to go from 15 to 13. That would really suck.
That's like that's like only the dumbest decks. Everything going for it it seems like it would be fine because you're going against this absolute nonsense, but it's that stuff's gonna get hit. Everything that we're coming into, I mean, other than SS4, that also draws to 15, 16 cards in hand, but the hand size is getting smaller going forward based on the new stuff.
Yeah,
so I think it's gonna be that card's Koitsukai, I mean, is gonna be kind of tough going forward.
Yeah. I also think just the guaranteed play of swinging leader, taking a card from under to give it double, then comboing Gohan, Piccolo, Secret Rare, and then negate your coolering. You know what I mean? Like that is such a broken interaction that it's like that just guarantees you the win if they're at 2. So it's like, okay, well, one of those should go. And it's probably just gonna be the cooler cooler, I'm assuming. So
We'll see. Also,
Fingers
everyone's
crossed.
making a lot of noise about it, so it's probably gone.
No unbinded. Well, no unbanded, they're probably limited to 1. I'm sure they're just going to do that. Whether we want it or not.
That's fine.
give us 3 guaranteed 1-0s in every yellow deck.
Yeah, those cards are too good. Just ban them so I don't have to make
they need
room.
to go.
Yeah.
Did we mention
Get rid of
that?
Power
Yeah.
Reaver Sand already.
Did you guys
Don't-
mention Burknell
Still
Palace?
dumb.
Those need
Yeah,
to go, right?
Brandon
Yeah,
brought them up.
I brought him up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired
good.
of slotting that shit into my deck.
Pointless. Those are just more pointless game. Yeah.
Fuck
Just make them
that.
super combos.
Yeah, sure.
They did it with the
Alright.
secret rare, so.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll
That
never
does-
be played again.
Yeah, that would be well. That's one way to get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yellow's done. Let's do blue. Let's wrap this up.
Last color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Leader
talking
itself.
Yeah.
Probably.
No,
Deck.
about. Maybe. Potentially.
maybe they give that a freaking can only charge up to a certain amount of energy. That would be
That would
too much, probably.
that would suck.
They should just get rid of the leaders, right?
I think they should get rid of that leader. Honestly, that leader is. I don't know if that's
It's too
probably
easy.
probably not even really. We've been talking about this past couple of days. It's that SS4 Vegeta that needs to go of any of them. Even you might even say, and this sounds crazy, might even be worse than Boo Unison. I hate to say it. It's more degenerate. That
Yeah.
card makes ridiculous things possible. We don't need to go into the combos of all the broken bomb blue cards you can play in one turn. It's like Parunga all over again.
Yeah.
And that just shouldn't
That is a good comparison.
be ridiculous. So
The only
Whether
thing that can really
that's-
touch the SS4 Vegeta also is like just Trunks counterplay. Because
Right,
no
it just
actual
is the blue
counterplay to it.
matchup. That's the only thing that can actually stop it. So,
Call Bloodlust. You're
oh,
fine.
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
One of
Yeah.
Cold Bloodlust in your
Yeah,
right.
Music Clan
Bring
deck.
it
you're right,
Right.
Bobby.
Bring
His
it back.
army.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
bring it back forward, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it?
Go for it.
Everything's got the flex. Who cares? Just freaking bring it back.
That's
Not
true.
everything.
Make Golden
Not
Freeze
everything.
Tier 0, I guess.
It costs 1, bro.
That's true. It's
It's an
true.
extra card. Yeah.
It's not free anymore, yeah.
That's the top.
Do you guys think Boo Unison should be limited or banned? Do you think that it can stay?
Yeah, I do.
I think it
Yeah.
can. If things around it go away, then yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
What if they
but-
just ban the SS4 Vegeta?
I
Can
think-
Boo Unison stay?
No.
Does anybody care
At
about any of
least-
this if 17 doesn't exist?
Oh, please ban that card too. Yeah, that's.
I'm just
we've been
saying,
saying
that's the
how
issue,
long?
right? Whenever anyone
Yeah.
talks about, all right, they get to 12, 13, 14 energy, it's always they can play X, Y, and Z, and 17.
17.
But
It's
there's
always
still
Yes.
other blue bombs, and the other blue bombs are coming out with this next set too.
There's
Minus
answers
that,
to
so
Kale.
it's-
I mean, Kale's going to clear your board, but a bunch of stuff clears your board. But you can
But Kale, SS4
release from evil,
Vegeta, the
petrify. I
the,
mean,
the,
there are
Yeah.
the
answers.
Goku coming out.
They pay
the
for Goku,
secret
the 6
rare.
cost. Yeah.
And I
Full
get
strike, barrier, deflect.
the argument that I've gotten to my win con, I'm blue, I have a billion energy, now I win. But that card having to be in every single one of those decks and everybody having to have Jiren in their sideboard, that's annoying. It's just annoying.
Well,
That's the only reason why. It's not
it
fun.
might be okay, like that you have to play Jiren if a certain deck is relevant. That's any side card.
It's
But
one
the,
card.
the problem is that nobody's playing 17 game 2 or 3 unless they have whatever 7 plus 5 is 13 energy, so they can 17 plus Golden Avenger, and then you can't do
Yeah.
anything. So,
Some people are using Baby Unison again to draw one Baby Unison just to get that
Yeah.
Golden Avenger off for
Golden
free.
Minus
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Right, minus 5.
Going with leader, double strike and win.
Yeah.
they that SS4 Vegeta, or maybe Bobby's right though. What if they leave the SS4 Vegeta and just hit 17? I'm totally fine with that too. That'd be great.
I don't know, because
Yeah,
then
no.
you can SS4 into New Secret Rare, into
Correct.
SS4, into
Yeah,
That
but
Next
is
those
the-
turn.
cards,
That's a broken combo.
it is. But if you don't delete your opponent's hand, then you can still defend. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can still do stuff.
Like, unless you tap 16 for beers.
Right. And you just win.
That's
Right.
true. That is true. Tap 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
get
that's,
15
uh,
energy, you deserve to win. Yes, I mean,
Well, unless
Not
you're
when
not
paying,
with
something ramps you
SS4.
not with
forward.
that combo, not
Yeah.
with two
No.
SS4s in the Secret Rare.
Something ramp you 8 and then untap
Yeah.
all your energy. Nothing.
I don't
Yeah,
know
so-
the math. I don't know the math, but you can probably play once you get to play one SS4 Vegeta and that new blue secret rare. You can probably win the same turn. I would think, right?
No, not the same. Next turn.
No, it would be next.
Is it next turn?
It's
Okay.
next turn, yeah.
You
Unless
could get
you
a
charge
better-
for being twice, played another one there, and then you untap all your energy.
Save your
I
baby
think,
hatch,
right?
and you're guaranteed to win.
10, 14. Yeah, exactly.
Unless you
It's
get
a lot,
coolered.
man. It's a lot.
gotta
It is,
use
but blue right now is just so long, so drawn out. Like, what about the SS3 leader? I mean, come on, right? Like,
No,
with the new
leave it
Goku
alone.
in it.
Leave it alone.
untap 5 energy
Leave it
with the new
It's not the
Goku.
leader Carl plays.
With the new
Come on.
Goku, I think it's kind of.
Dude, look, you guys are just scarred because of locals. That deck does
It's not true.
almost nothing. It does almost nothing.
It's like I don't know. Yeah, like the first 3 turns, you're really doing not anything. Yeah, you're
You're
hurting.
really
Nothing.
vulnerable
Yeah.
the first 3 turns.
But it is
2
after
turns,
that.
2
it
turns, really,
becomes
because
very
you're playing
difficult.
Blue Unison on turn 3, sometimes turn 2.
Yeah.
by the way. So
You're still
Yeah.
low on cards in hand, so they can still get you.
it's
It's not
true.
the same as SS4 Vegeta.
It's just
SS4 Vegeta,
annoying.
your first turn, I mean, you're just swinging.
No, they're not nearly as vulnerable early. They don't lose hand advantage for no reason.
Yeah.
Literally
Not for
paying
no
one
reason. but-
well, I guess they're drawing a card with Ultra, but like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know.
They're in a better spot than SS3 has to
Definitely.
neg. SS3 has to neg and ramp a life. So
Yeah.
I can see
using
see
hand.
why, but once a blue deck
Guaranteed
ramps
untap.
once, you're already
Right, that's
starting
it.
you're already starting to do really stupid shit on turn
Yeah.
2, turn 3. So
Yeah.
it gets pretty annoying. I don't know. Mono blue ramping is so much less balanced than the blue green ramping. It's crazy. It's like
Not
we
limited
had a
at all.
balanced way to ramp. Why did we have to get all weird about it?
Yeah.
But
And then
I don't
not
know.
only do you untap 4 and then a 5 with the new stuff, but you also have access to Zeno Super Combo, which is going to let you play around with your energy like that. D Magic obviously is a thing, Senzu Bean, and then I don't know. I just feel like for the new blue decks in Zenkai coming out to shine, why would you just not, like, if they leave everything as it is, why would you not just play SS4 and SS3 again? Like, why would you take any other blue deck?
I think
You
SS3
wouldn't. Maybe SSG, but
SS3 can just
New
die.
Vegito
I
too.
think.
is
I mean, to
pretty
aggro
good.
early enough, I think
Yeah.
it's very
Definitely.
possible that SS3 just dies. But
SS3 is the least offender, I would say, compared to Gamma, SS4
we're not
Vegeta.
even talking
And you
about
could even
Gamma.
argue
Yeah.
the God Goku leader too. That deck does some degenerate stuff. So I mean, I'm
Yeah,
saying,
that-
with the new Goku secret rare, it could even be better. So I don't think SS3 is even worthy of discussion, really.
Might be right.
Is Gamma bad enough to really hit anything?
I don't think
yet?
so. I think it's a
No,
strong,
you're
it's a strong deck, but I don't know.
The barrier.
Maybe let the battle begin. I don't know, but otherwise everything else can stay.
Hit the
Brandon
barrier
wants his
card,
chain
then
attack
rebellious.
Zeno to go through
Yeah,
Shut
uninterrupted.
up. Shut up.
Rebellious Will. Which one? I don't know which one has barrier. 18.
The 17.
17 is
17?
very.
Yeah. Get rid of that.
Those are so
Yeah.
good. That deck was
Consistency
incredible.
hits. Yeah. Consistency hits would be good.
I think later giving it a freaking Android searcher and the new stuff. I mean, not for it. It's not Red Ribbon, but you're just gonna slot that in instead of your 13s. So
We're gonna get
I mean,
more
you're gonna
Red
run
Ribbon
that on.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? After the movie.
It grabs any Android. I mean, they're all Androids. So.
five or less, I think.
Yeah.
So you can grab your blue green. So that's pretty cool. But I don't know. It like again, Joey was saying that it's a triangle meta with Gamma as one of them, but I don't know. It's like
Gamma
I think
C's, it does top a lot.
it does. Yeah, it's a
It's
good
like-
deck. But
It's
I
like
don't
a
know if it's
combination of blue decks, not
Yeah.
just Gamma.
How about
it's like
Dirty
a
Burst?
carousel of blue.
Dirty Burst. Could see it.
Mm,
Because I mean, who else has answers for boss monsters like that? Such an easy
Okay,
out
too, which
to
is so
that.
good.
Yeah, it's like let me just pay 4 for my
They
big
waste-
boss monster, and then just get ass fucked next turn
Yeah.
because
No way
I
they-
did nothing.
No way they hit Gamma with the movie just coming out, right? There's just not yet.
No, they got to give it support. And plus,
gonna
Zenkai
get
2 is going to have every movie card,
it's
or like
gonna
every
be-
card for every movie, so they're probably going to give Gamma support.
It's gonna easily
Yeah,
decharge.
Gamma will get support. Yes, they do.
Be fine donuts in their set. How about Realm of the Gods, Beerus Destroys?
One of the best
that
cards in the game.
card is so annoying. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
but it's not. I don't know if it's ban worthy.
I was
You don't
telling
play around
Dylan
kind
with
of
your
and
dog.
is.
I was telling Dylan and Brandon this the other night, and they were like, it's good, but nah, ever since that card came out, Blue has
Yeah.
been on another level. And it is
Yep.
because of that card. Well, part of the reason. I'm not going to say that's the only reason, but it's incredible for Blue. Incredible.
Yeah. The two things they got, the
No
two
one's-
toolbox things they got in that set are so dumb. The Deadly Defender triple strike Goku, the
Oh, yeah,
deflect one.
miraculous. Yeah.
That thing, yeah, and Beerus Destroys are so annoying. And Beerus Destroys is so gross. Like I was playing around with the Halo Goku deck, and Beerus Destroys even in that where you're like only untapping 1 or 2 still feels so good. You're like, oh, I'm so safe. I have Beerus Destroys in my hand. I get to combo out of something, bottom deck some dumb little weenie, and
Even if it's a
Draw
bottom
a
deck,
card.
it's a bonus effect, you get to 10K
exactly.
is unbelievable. Just that alone would have been very, very good. But
Yeah. Plus the on your own turn effect, getting rid of something. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Huge
Pretty good
option.
too,
Murder
yeah.
Lucas and the Sin Shenron control because of that.
I think
Is
it could go. I don't know. It's so good.
It
So-
is.
It's
good.
so
worth
easy.
hitting, but they won't. It's too
And unfortunately,
under the radar.
it is a little bit under the radar, and the other stuff, there's actual real problems. Beerus is just an extremely good card, but there's the 17 combinations we're talking about. That's the one. If I could pick just one blue card, and I'm a blue player, I would say 17 got to go. It's an unfair card, and it should have been banned probably quite some time ago. I would say,
Yeah.
you know.
It should probably be
Yeah.
a combination of cards, but 17, I guess,
Yeah.
is probably the best one.
It's when they make a card to counter, like making a silver bullet for a specific card. And sure, there's like Zeno, but like, who cares about that card at the moment? But when they make a specific side deck staple for one card that everyone is running, I just feel like Cronoa for Shigesh, you know what I mean? Like that was dumb. Just get
Yeah.
Shigesh out of here, and they did eventually. So same thing. I think should just go for A17. Just get the heck out of here. Save some spots for people. Being able to play it every blue deck is dumb.
I thought
What do you
Jiren
guys
was
say-
for
What do you
Gogeta.
guys say? What do you guys say to
Good
the
example
argument
is for
that games need to end earlier, and that's why 17 should stay in the game?
That is the argument, and I understand it, but that's such a what a boring freaking
It's not really
And
ending
so,
that
you know,
early. 17 is not ending the game.
yeah. It's also
Very
turn
quickly.
7. Yeah,
No,
And
I
it's-
would just mean earlier. Like don't go to like if you get to turn 7, the game should end. I think that's the idea. But to end it that way, that's just like
Feels
it just
bad.
doesn't fit the theme of Dragon
Yeah.
Ball.
what
To
we
me-
need is some way to maybe floodgates like fall off after a certain amount of turns or something. They stop working so that you got to actually combo and get out of stuff and not just shut down a whole turn with a ready to rumble on like turn 6 It's like, that shouldn't be still keeping you alive and keeping you safe from my aggro strategy this deep into the game, right? Or from my offense as a mid-range deck. It's like, when do I get to play too? It's like now we're at the opposite end of the spectrum. It's really, I think the floodgates have got to go in some way. And I don't know if it's more counters that punish them. I really don't know how to do it. It's because Koitsukai makes sense, but Koitsukai it feels like overkill. It hits too many different things. I feel like it's got to be we get like new counters that make these floodgates more costly for your opponent when they try and do it. Or cards that just that hit only battle cards like Destructive Wave, something like that.
Yeah, we have counterplays though for floodgates. We do. There's one in every color. I think there's
some of them
Vegeta
require
and red and everything.
Yeah, Vegeta's the dumbest one for sure.
Like Ready to Rumble is kind of hard to hit.
It is. You have to Trunks it, or you have to Denial of Hope it.
Right. Yeah. No one's fucking playing that shit.
What if it got a tag, like a super combo tag?
Floodgate tag.
Floodgate tag, and you can only include 4 in your deck.
4's too many.
Yeah,
people are already putting
the blue deck. I mean, some of these like Blue Baby is playing.
They do have like 9. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you guys think they should touch that deck in some way? If they hit 17, that's enough, probably, right?
Or also the SS4 Vegeta, right?
The SS4 Vegeta is the thing because remember when we were talking about SS4 into the secret rare into 2 fucking King Colds?
King Cold.
$1 million of 10.
King Cold can go. Nobody will miss that.
Oh my god, the fucking King Cold combo. That would suck ass.
Yeah, but
is that 12 cards?
If that's what they have to rely on, drawing multiple King Colds and the ultimate with no Hachiak, maybe it's not so bad.
Mills
why don't they have a Hachiak? Wait, explain why they don't have Hachiak.
Because they're playing the Goku.
If they're running the Goku.
Oh, the Goku. Oh, yeah.
You're blue baby. Who cares? You don't need Hatch if you got freaking negates out your ass, dude.
Hachiak is extremely helpful. I'm just saying.
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's just here
to play it.
You don't have to play Blue Baby to get a defensive deck like Blue Baby. I mean, that's
like really
to the nth degree.
Right.
But there's a bunch of decks that do the same thing essentially. I mean, it's not as degenerate, but
I know I didn't perform well with the deck. But do you think maybe they banned Tragedy? I feel like that card is too stupid, right? No, that's the ultimate flex.
That whole thing where you get it out turn 4. Well,
okay, you get it out turn 4 with Zamasu, right? When the actual Zamasu.
Zamasu is about to get a Z leader. Who knows what that's gonna fucking do? That could be some nonsense. Yeah.
You say pay 9, but SS4 Vegeta gets there in 2 turns.
5.
2 turns.
5 turns, probably. Yeah.
Well, either way,
in the next format that I think aggro is going to come back a little bit. We're going to have some stuff that you have to.
Brett is about to crack some people right over the head with some absolute nonsense. Black is
really good. Black looks cool. All the starters look pretty good.
I guess
Go Tanks, obviously.
Before we sign off, so we just talk about any secret rares that maybe get hit, or do we think they're all fine?
Vegeta is the worst.
Vegeta is ridiculous, but
yeah, I almost feel like it should be limited to, even though it's the problem deck, it should almost be U7's freaking limited to 0 is a good. I was gonna say limited to U7 leader, but also limited to 0.
You know what's so funny? The card's not even out yet, but I feel like that Goku is gonna be. Maybe if they ban 17, it won't be a huge problem, but I feel like that card's going to be insane.
It is. That's so,
X card, dude. Triple attack.
I'm slightly scared. And also definitely the God Rare. You putting that in your deck if you pull it?
Or for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It looks good.
I'm not putting that in the slab. I'm not so fucking... Never mind.
Oh, no.
In your heart of hearts, do you think this ban list is going to be 15 to 20 cards or 2? Where
I think it's going to be big.
It's going to be big for sure.
I think it's going to be big too. It's a company, right? So we have to assume they want to sell that new stuff. What better way to do that than to axe the existing stuff? That's probably the safest bet you can go off of.
Whole new block. We need to fresh restart. We need to cleanse the
How
palette.
did they do it for set 10 though? Was it a huge? I don't remember. Was it a
10 was
huge?
pretty
I don't
banner?
remember shit, dude. I don't remember that.
It was
It's like
pretty big,
4
yeah.
years ago or
Was
something.
it?
3 years ago.
That's where they banned
Man.
Violent Predator and all that other stuff that hit like monocolor
Monocolor
stuff.
stuff, yeah, that's
they're
true.
pushing monocolor stuff, so banned all
You
the
guys
stuff
can
that had
all
monocolor stuff.
you can all point and laugh because my wallet's about to get cleansed by the ban list. I got all the decks about to get all of them slayed.
They're predicting now and
Yeah.
still stuff.
It's a weird time.
Do you think that the
It's a
player
weird
base is
time.
not excited enough? I feel like there's a lot of optimism, excitement about
There
this
is
new set.
people are talking about. I like it a lot. I've been having a lot of fun testing. All the new archetypes flow so well. All the decks feel actually put together. Nothing's clunky.
Very fresh.
Yeah, everything feels great. The Zenkai deck is cool.
I'd be happy with a big list. I'd also be happy with a minimal list to see where it goes. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
Hit
let's
the,
see how it
hit
goes.
the super problem ones, the one that everyone's like, okay, this has to be touched a bit, and then let it trickle away in the next couple.
See
or
how it
something.
goes. Maybe
Right.
that's
It's
why
also-
could find stuff out. We don't even know.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
stuff's strong.
lame when all the new stuff comes out, and then the old stuff just still way better than it.
Clapping
Nobody
it
plays
up.
the new stuff at all. Yeah, that's
Well,
really
I
lame.
think people are going to play the new red decks.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly, all three
Sure,
are they're scary. All three are really, really scary.
you know what's kind of unique about this new set too? It's not even like they're gonna replace the old cards. You just add them into a different area of your playmat and still run
Yep.
all the old cards.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you know
Yep.
that could be a problem.
They do gel better with the new stuff. A lot like for example, the starter deck SS4 gets extra in the pan deck, but it is still pretty wild. Get a dual attack, double strike, or wait, no, it's not dual attack. It's just a barrier double strike and out of your pocket at any time. 25k, pretty nice. So, and the Vegeta's pretty good too. If you haven't seen that one, main deck and main board, main
And
set.
I'll play devil's advocate for anyone who is kind of on the cusp of it or not really not really excited for it. Like I spoke to a guy at our locals in Discord yesterday, and he was talking about how it just puts him off. You know, it's like a whole other new thing. And I guess some people felt that way when unisons were a thing. They felt like it was getting too much like into Magic, and then now this is with the extra deck, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. But I don't know. I feel like it's just like you're seeing regular new set stuff. We're just getting an extra little thing that's kind of in your pocket. So I feel like it'll be fun. We just got to just wait it out, you know, because you can't really ever tell just from the get-go's.
And also,
Like to learn. That's something I'm
Yeah.
happy about for new players. You know, easy to pick up.
it buffs a lot of. I just like stuff that can buff old decks too, which it does for free combo stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And one of the coolest things about Dragon Ball is that they give legacy support and they help out the old decks. You know, this nostalgic stuff. So hopefully they continue that. That's something everybody enjoys. It seems like.
Any box, always
And
every
Rush
year.
is only that this year.
Yeah.
so
For sure.
All that new
Those
stuff's already
Z-Leagues.
impressive too. The
Really cool.
the 4 or 5 cards they showed from it, looking nice.
Yes.
Which
Even
there's
like that.
SS4 Vegeta support in there, so I don't think the leaders leave it. To tell you the
Nah.
truth. So it's
Excuse
probably,
me?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
unfortunate.
There's a
Oh, no.
Bulma that gives it. It's a an archetype Champa.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It needs that.
Yeah, it so
Let's,
does.
Getting banned then. Cool. Maybe we'll get a Rattata at least something.
Hopefully,
else.
hopefully we'll get another Dark Broly card or two, and then we'll be set.
But
We got one.
We got one. We got one today.
Just one more. This
One
one
more?
has
Yeah,
no
sure.
combo
More
count.
something free this time.
What a sicko.
This Dark
Give him
Broly
a
card is
leader.
actually
Give him a Z leader. Actually, give him a Z leader.
Yes, there you go, a Z leader. That'd be
Well, the
great.
Z leader is for a black Broly. Watch it be for freaking dark Broly instead of the
Oh
old
my
one.
god.
Well, good luck Z charging. You don't combo in Dark Broly, so.
Combo zero
Yeah,
costs.
yeah.
Yeah, you can go
Are
with
you
zero
are you a coward?
I am.
dude.
Yes, I will not do that.
Waste the card in hand. Come on.
Well, you don't know what that Z leader could do. It could play all those guys from Z Energy.
I'd cry.
Please.
I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
Don't even
I won't
speak
be
that
crying.
into existence.
So
All
we're
right.
thinking of any more cards we want to ban, and we want to wrap this up.
I think we
think
touched
we're-
on a lot,
that's clean.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's clean. Let's call it. All right. Turtle Club Podcast 7, set 18, 19. What is it? 18.
18.
Yeah, 18.
Set 18 ban list discussion.
Exciting.
Sign up. Yeah.
Ready
Night,
for
everybody.
the next generation. Bye.
Peace out.
Turn it off.